Good morning, YouTube. Today we're going to change out the thermostat on a Ferrari F430.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and that is a Ferrari F430, which has a broken thermostat. I know, you couldn't figure it out from the title of the video, but now you do know. And we are at my dealership, NG Supercars, and this building is lovingly called the Stub. It's getting a code, which is what's tipping us off to the thermostat issue. So it's like P0128, I believe. Basically it was saying that the coolant temperature wasn't getting up to operating temperature. So we're gonna pull off the bottom panel and get to the thermostat, pop it off, spill coolant everywhere, make a mess, clean it up, reattach the new one, and add more coolant. And then drive this car around. Should be great. And real quick, like, share, and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and check out our website, normalguysupercar.com and NG Supercars. There you can buy parts and services from us, and you can even buy cars like this absolutely glorious Ferrari F430, which was converted into a manual here in our shop. All right, let's start wrenching. All right, we are underneath the 430, and the thermostat is somewhere around here, so we gotta pull off this bottom panel. And in order to do bottom panel, it's easiest to just pull off the rear diffuser as well. So let's pop these off. It's just a boatload of 10 millimeters all over the place. And then up here we have some, I believe, 4mm hex bolts or Allen bolts. So that's about it. So you've seen us do this 1,000 times, pretty easy. Let's pop all this stuff off and take a look. All right, YouTube, got all the panels off, and the thermostat is right here. So here is the whole housing. So I guess that's how you do it now. You just replace the whole housing. You can't just replace the thermostat inside the housings. 1, 2, 3 Allens and this little clamp here. And of course it's at near the lowest point in the system, so it's gonna pee out a boatload of coolant. Sweet. In case you're wondering, the part number is 230887. And then we're also gonna replace the little gasket or O-ring. Come back. There, O-ring, which is 137873. All right, YouTube. We're gonna start disconnecting it and spilling coolant all over the place. I think I'm gonna start off with the hose. I think it seems more controllable. All right. I might need your help on this, Josh. Like maybe hold the bucket, or do you wanna hold the bucket or you wanna pull the hose?
Go ahead.
Whoa, there it goes.
Good.
Nice. All right, it's pretty much done draining. I just gotta get these Allens out of here. Someone had been putting the Torx in there or something. It's all messed up. Well, I finally got the last Allen off, and now we have a torrent of water again. I think it kind of released the air, so we're gonna let that drain for a little while. All right, here is the new thermostat housing with the new gasket. The old gasket was pretty smashed up, so you definitely do not want to reuse that gasket, so make sure you order a new one. So we're just gonna pop it on there and tighten stuff down. It's one of those days, man. So I wasn't even trying that hard to tighten it, and one of the bolts snapped in half. They must be aluminum bolts or something. So I gotta drill it out and tap and do all that crap. So what was supposed to be a 10-minute job turned into a 2-hour job because one bolt sucked.
That's the story of our life right now.
This is, yeah. All right, got super lucky. I was able to unthread the half of the screw that's stuck in there. And at that point I was so pissed off, I just kind of bolted everything together, and sorry I didn't film any of it. Too bad. But it's done. So now I just need to get coolant, fill it up, start it, pressurize it, all that stuff, and make sure it works correctly and does not leak. So I did end up putting a little bit of gasket sealant, black silicone gasket sealant, as well as the gasket, just because I thought, you know what? I don't trust that gasket. Better safe than sorry. There you go. All right, YouTube, so we have my little vacuum filler thing. So you basically use the air compressor, it creates a vacuum by blowing air past it. It's kind of weird. Create a vacuum, and then you suck the new coolant in, and that way you don't theoretically have a bunch of air in the system. I need to go to the store and buy coolant first, so we'll be back in a minute. All right, YouTube. We have our Xerox G05, which is the coolant we're gonna be using. This is the pre-diluted 50-50 stuff, so you don't have to add water or whatever. And we've got my vacuum filler. So basically what you do is you pressurize this side, open up this valve, and it creates a vacuum on the other side. Then you shut this off, and you open up this valve, and it sucks the coolant in That way, theoretically, you don't have air in there. Theoretically, it's how it's supposed to work. So I'll kind of demonstrate it and we'll see how it goes. All right, we don't need exactly a ton of pressure. And then we come over here. All right, so we have this valve closed because this is the valve that will go into our coolant and suck it in. And this valve right here is when we open. Okay, and now we push this. Spraying all over the place. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna do this again. Valve open. Okay. Well, the theory is by creating a low pressure, it'll sucking on that side. I need more pressure than that. I'm getting 0. There it goes. Now we're getting some vacuum. We have a vacuum. Okay, now we take this hose and we plunk it into our coolant. Now we got that in there. We open up this valve and it should suck it in. Oh, look at that. How cool is that? Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Need a little more vacuum on it, so we keep that closed. We start blowing on that side. Pretty cool way to add coolant. Cool coolant. Yeah, it's terrible. All right, YouTube, so we have it totally topped off. So now we just gotta disconnect everything without spilling stuff everywhere. There's still a tiny bit of vacuum on it, so it's probably gonna make a mess, but we'll see what we can do to make sure that doesn't happen. I don't know about you, but we need to take this out for a spin. Let's go. All right, YouTube, we are in the 430 and we've got it up to operating temperature so far. Temps look good, shifting feels good, clutch feels good. Everything is feeling about where it should. I'm pretty pleased so far, so we'll see how it does. I'm gonna, drive it hard for a little bit. We don't, it sounds kind of weird, but you do want to actually drive these very hard before it gets sold to one of you guys, because last thing I want to do is have something break or a check engine light come on because we're babying the car. That's no good. Yeah, coolant's up, getting closer to 200, which is about where it should go when we're sitting idle. Hopefully it'll stay at a good temperature, but again, no check engine lights. That's a good sign. We were getting a check engine light pretty consistently for that thermostat error. That sound, the clicky clack, so good. All right. As soon as you get moving, temperature comes back down. That's pretty typical with these Ferraris. When they're sitting still, they'll get up to upper temperatures on a day like today. It's not too hot out today. When it's really hot, they can get above like 210 sitting idle. So we need the oil temp up. There we go. Oil temp starting to come up a little. All 6 gears working good. Oh man, the downshifts are so good. Oh, thanks. All right, let's have some fun. Oh, I love 430s. They're such wonderful cars. Oh, such a good feeling. this actually has the shift light, which is where on the screen it actually says S when you get above a certain RPM. I think it's close to 8,000. But that was kind of cool. That was the first time I really got it up there and got to see that. I don't think you've lived properly until you've driven a manual 430. All right, well, coolant seems to be holding perfectly, even playing hards. It's almost more fun to short shift because you just get to do more shifts. Oh, the heel toe is so good. Oh man, the sound, the clicks, the feeling, the engagement. It's just exciting and fun and feel alive. Ooh, the rocks in the road. The thing about these 430s is you can drive them and have fun, and it's almost effortless. Like the ability to drive this thing fast and fun, it's so good. The car just feels so good, you know, it just lets you know what's going on. You can feel the balance on the car, you can feel the weight handling and where it wants to go. You know, it's very direct. Gotta go slow here. And let's go. Oh, jeez. Gets your heart going. This is what it's all about, folks. You gotta find yourself some backcountry roads. They're twisty, some elevation, with no traffic and no worry about people or kids or any of that stuff. Just driving and having fun. My Lord, it's so good. Days like today are days where I really like my job. This changes everything. I'm happy today. I had a good day. Damn, that was fun. All right, YouTube, so we need to drive it 1 or 2 more times to completely verify that the check engine light is not going to come back, especially because it's the thermostat related check engine light, so you have to have it heat cycle a few times. So we'll drive it a few more times, but I think that solved the problem. It feels pretty good. The temperatures all stayed good and everything seemed happy. It did get up to appropriate temperatures. The coolant issue it had was saying it wasn't getting up to temperature. So that's, you know, basically meaning the thermostat's stuck open. That sucker's for sale, NG Supercars, so hit us up, sales at NG Supercars if you'd like to make an offer. Otherwise, we will keep wrenching and doing cool car stuff. So like, share, and subscribe. You're gonna wanna stay tuned. It's gonna be sweet.